Hey, welcome back. All right, so today what we're doing on the farm is we are getting our sprinkler turned on, but first we got to plug a hole. That's what we're doing today on the farm. All right, so I went down to my local irrigation store just down the road to get a new top to put on here because this one was leaking at the end of the year. And they didn't have any in stock, and so they ordered some. So for the time being, I'm just going to take some rubber tire that I've cut. I'm going to put 2 holes in it so I can put the screw thing through it, and that should make a good enough seal to get me through. So basically I just got to cut a hole in this, knot in my finger. That'd be super helpful. And then that goes through. And then we put this on, and that on, and that should give us a good seal for what we need to do to get by so we can get this sprinkler turned on. It's still a little cold, but I think we'll be in good shape. We got to get some water on this field. We got about 40 snowflakes yesterday, and it's just not enough to do anything for us. So we'll get this screwed on, and then we got to go to the end of the line and tighten that, because I always open it so if there's any ice or water that wants to push out, it has a place to go. And so put this on real quick. Man, we had some crazy winds here this last week, and so everything is full of dirt. Okay, good enough. All right, so this is the one I was talking about. We're at the end. We just gotta tighten it up a little bit. That's good. One thing I'll point out is with these crazy winds that came in, our little system of putting in these stops for the side roll, it just held it right here, and that's awesome because we had, it was nuts. But that's the stops that we built to keep it from going up and over the fence or heading out that way. You can see we've got some paneling that decided to come over here, so that's great that we were able to put something together, and it did exactly what we expected. Okay, so we're down here at the base of the sprinkler, and we need to close this valve before we turn the water on. There we go. All right, that's good. And then we need to run over to the power pole, turn the power on. Let's see here, I may need a piece of wire to hold up this guy here. Oh, nope, it's right there. So we'll come back and we'll put that on. We'll run over, we'll turn the power on so the sprinkler has power. I'll run up and turn the pump on. It'll take some time to fill up. And then we'll just see what happens. Hopefully we don't have to replace the stator or anything. I did pick one up in case we need to. Okay, so all we have to do to put power to the system is flip this guy up. That's good. That's coming directly off the power grid there. And we're checking to make sure we've got fuses, so those are all good up there. Let's see, that pump's on. So we'll ride back up, and let's go move the sprinkler a little bit. And while that sprinkler's moving, we'll go turn the water on. See how we do. All right, open the box up. All right, so 480, that's always a good start. Turn them down a little bit. Let's turn that on. All right, that looks good. And so now we'll hang tight. What we're looking for is communication with that end tower to start moving. I see the first tower moving. And it's on a pretty slow thing here, so let me speed this up a little bit. I see the light for the end tower came on, so that's good. There's the end tower, fourth. What I'm looking at is just seeing if these guys are moving or not. There goes that one. There goes that one. And that one. So 1, 2, and 3 have moved. And I'm pretty sure I saw 4 and 5 move, so that's a good thing. So we'll just turn that on for a minute, let that go, and we're gonna run up and turn the pump on. I'm double checking to make sure that this valve is on, meaning it's going to the sprinkler, not up to the flood lines or anything. We didn't use the flood lines last year, but you know, I always like to check that kind of stuff. So here we go. Let's go turn this pump on. All right, so we're back here at the main pump. So we turn that guy on. All right, it's on. I'll just wait for water to come up. Hopefully. Takes it a minute. Takes it a long minute. That is definitely longer than what I've experienced before. So no water came out of that other well. So we turned on the second well. And there's water in that hole. Oh, I guess we're gonna have to go find a well driller here and go get an emergency supplemental well or something. Because I don't think this well, I know this well cannot handle this field by itself. So we gotta run back up and turn off the, we gotta go close the gate so we don't just dump water down the other hole. So we're gonna run up there and go do that. All right, so we got no water out of that well up at the top. So we turned this other pump on and we are waiting for it to fill up. It's got the flood line all the way at the top going. So it should be shortly starting to fill the sprinkler here. I'm pretty confident that pump cannot handle this whole sprinkler here. So we are now in a position of having to put a well in. And so I've just reached out to some of my neighbors to see who their favorite well driller is and see what we can do. If we can get some water out of this other well that can do this sprinkler, we may end up tying up these, you know, this first span here and and push all the water towards the end, because that's, you know, obviously the larger part of the larger part of the circle there. And so if we could get some water to go down there and salvage maybe at least half of this field, that would be great. It looks like we've got some water coming down here to this joint, but it's going to take a hot minute for it to fill all the way here. I can hear the water in here. Got a little bit coming down here. I've turned the sprinkler off for now, while we fill it. So now we just wait. But that might be what we do, is if we can get maybe half the sprinkler to pressurize, we'll push all the water up towards the top. But we probably won't know that answer for another hour or so, is my guess. So we'll just wait and see. This was kind of the worst case scenario. As we turn the pumps on, there's no water, so now we got to figure out what to do, and we'll figure it out. All right, so here's where we're at with all this amazingness. Is I had a neighbor come out. We checked he checked the amps on the pump, and we are only pulling about 20 to 22 amps, and it should be around 27. So that's a problem. So now I got to get somebody to come out and pull this pump and see if we can either determine that the pump is bad, or if we're in fact out of water or whatever. So that's where we're at now. So what we're going to end up doing, I think, is we're going to tie up these lines. Not these up here, but we're going to tie up this span up here, and probably two towers down there, so we can push water to the middle, because we're only on one pump right now, and we need to get as much water in the most productive parts of the field. Ooh, that's moving a little fast. I must not have turned it down. So I think the first thing we need to do is run down and turn the sprinkler down a little bit, and then we can start making our way up of tying up these lines. The only bad thing about this is we're gonna have to remove those ties, because it's still freezing cold outside at night. So that's where we're at. So I'm gonna run down and see what setting the sprinklers on, and we'll go from there. Well, I walked the line. I got all the stuff out of the drop downs. They're always clogged when you first turn it on. Our next step on the well is to get somebody to come out and pull it. We'll be on lit mode for a little while until we can figure out what's going on there. But I guess that's just the art of farming, and we'll see what happens. We'll catch you next time. Bye.